All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elected nation of Israel. And I was thinking about what to do a video on, right? And one of the things that kept coming to my mind is this whole Edomite pride thing, man. And I just want to do a lesson on that and go into some prophecies and into some scriptures and some things that talk about these Edomites, man, within the Bible, because we already know, man, that they have to come with this pride, but it's annoying and it's frustrating because we know who these people really are, but they're trying to act like they ain't really that, and that they're righteous when we know for a fact that they are wicked, right? We know for a fact that they're the wicked, man. They're not righteous, they're not good people and none of that. And all this hatred in their heart that they have is actually not justified, because Dave did way more evil to us than what we've did, and all the things where we talk badly about them is as a result of what Dave did. So-called black people have been trying to get along with Esau for a hell of a long time, and Esau just always been antagonizing and doing stuff. They've complained about so-called black people not working hard, which has never really been true anyway, right? Then they complain about so-called black people and all these other nations so-called taking their jobs, right? And they're just a bunch of crybabies, man. But then they want to say about us, we was kangs and all this, when they're the main ones that say they was this or that they was that. Oh, this country used to be like this before, blah, blah, blah. What about all the countries that you've went over to and destroyed? And if you've got a problem with immigration and with people going over to other countries, don't ever go to America once in your life, because America is a result of that. Like you Edomites are so wicked and evil that if we say to you right now, once upon a time, it wasn't only so-called white people living over here in the UK, you'll be like, nah, that's not true. But then if we say, okay, well, was it only the Native Americans, the tribe of Gad, that were living in America before so-called white people showed up? Oh yeah, well, yeah, it was. But there'd be some but. There'd be some, yeah, but we fought for it fair and square. Okay. So if people fight for your country that you think are yours fair and square, don't say nothing then. Don't complain. Malachi chapter 1 and verse 4, whereas Edom saith, right, this is what you Edomites say, we are impoverished, or there's just not enough to go around. I can't do this, I can't do that. We ain't got enough this and that, or it's overpopulated. I can't get a good job. I can't get a this, I can't get a that, right? We are impoverished, that's what they're saying. But we'll return and build the desolate places, reform this, reform that, make this place great again, make that place great again. But then you want to try and talk about some we was kangs? The nerve of you Edomites, man. Why did the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? And these are vain things that you heathen are imagining, because you're not going to win. When you're in your areas and you get bold because you think you got the numbers, and you might see a Jake walking on the street and you don't want to, you know what I mean? You're trying to look at him more sideways and that. But you ain't bold enough to just go up to him right in person, one-on-one, and say anything, man. Y'all ain't like that. Y'all are cowards. Y'all ain't got it like that. Or if you're living in a neighborhood and there's a Jake in your cul-de-sac or whatever, y'all are passive aggressive with him. But why don't you just run up, man? Because you're a bunch of cowards, and you always need to have an unfair advantage to feel bold to do something, man. Because in an area where it's only a few Edomites, y'all ain't brave like that, man. Y'all ain't talking none of that tough guy stuff. Y'all are fake. And you're thinking you're going to return and build what you've had taken away from you. But you're not going to, because Yahweh set his eye on you, and he's realized that you're wicked. He's realizing that you're exactly what he always knew you was anyway, the Edomites, man. The sooner you Edomites don't stop trying to lie about you being so-called white people and just accept that you're Edomites, Y'all are gonna bog out. Because then when you accept that you're Edomites, you're gonna accept that we're the Israelites. And you ain't gonna admit that you're Edomites publicly so that the world can know, because then they'll rise up against you. But you're gonna do it within your own hearts, man. You're gonna like, okay, we are the Edomites, and what are Edomites supposed to do? Destroy Israelites, and you're gonna try and do it, man. And you're gonna lose, but you're still gonna try and do it though. We know this. And return and build the desolate places, or we're gonna build up America, or we're gonna build back the UK, or we're gonna build back France. No, you're not going to, in the way that you think. You're gonna try. You're gonna get your whole cashless society going and that. And in fact, let me not say you're not going to. Yeah, you are going to build it up. You actually are going to build it up. The scripture says it. We will return and build the desolate places. Just say if you have host, they shall build. So you are going to build it up. It's going to look real nice. It's going to look real beautiful. You're going to have all the infrastructure set up. You're going to have the whole system running, right? You're going to have the whole thing set up, man. Okay, all these people have took our micro C Parker Rugby, and Mr. Johnson, he went to his local Tesco's today, and then after that, he scanned his hand on his car, and he went in his car, he drove 5 miles back home, right? Then, after he got in his house, he scanned his hand on his smart fridge, and he opened that fridge door for 10 seconds, and he took a bottle of milk out of there. Then he scanned his hand on his kettle, and then his kettle was boiling, so that means that he went home, had tea, and then I think he scanned his hand and took a bagel out of his cupboard. So he must have had a bagel. And what did he have on the bagel? He had cream cheese on there. So based on his algorithm and his diet, he's probably going to live to about 65 years old. That's the kind of things you Edomites want to be able to do. And you're going to get the system set up so that you can do that. So that it would look like that there ain't no way we can lose right now. Everything's set up. There ain't nothing that we can do. We ain't gonna lose. The only problem is there's only one thing going on in this society that we got a problem with. There's only one thorn in our. There's only one stone in our shoe, right? Oh, what's that? What's that, Mr. Esau? Oh, it's them wacky. It's them sneaky ones that still believe that they're Israelites. Yeah, but they're not Israelites though. They're black, aren't they? No, 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 brother Esau. Let's not be silly. They really are the Israelites. They really are. It's just we can't let them know that they are. So we've got to, in public, pretend like, yeah, right, mate, you black cunts. But in private, no, they really are exactly who they say they are. And we have to destroy them using the spirits that we bow down to that gave us this kingdom. Because if we try and come at them the way how in the carnal way, oh, their God's going to rise up. So we have to make laws and trick them into acting carnally so that we can be justified in getting them. That's the game that we have to play. We can't just roll up on them like how we want to. We have to do it this way. But it's going to get to the point where they realize that the Israelites are waking up, because the more you Edomites start acting like devils, which is the only way you can act, but the more you start getting bold, the more the children of Israel are going to be like, you know what? They are the Edomites, man. Even some people that are said, like, you'd think, man, that's the ultimate Uncle Ruckus. Even some of them are going to be like, man, you Edomites. And when you so-called white people start rolling up on black men, the Latino men and Native American men, and start spewing out all your hatred, some of them are just going to start being like, yo, fuck you, Esau. You might call them an N-word or whatever, spick word, whatever y'all want to say to them. And they were like, yo, fuck you, you Edomite bastard. These are, so hey, Salakia, these are some of the things that's going to be taking place, man. That these Edomites are going to try and come with their terms of unendearment. But then Israelites are going to be coming with their terms of unendearment. And they're like, well, you what? I'm a what? I'm a what am I? I'm a what am I? You heard me. You heard what I said. You're an Edomite, man. This white stuff that you're coming with. No, you're an Edomite. Oh, so you say you're racist then, are you? Well, you are too. So why are you shocked that I am? You are as well. You just called me this. So what's your problem? Go back to Africa. No, you go back to Mount Seir, fam. I'll go back. I'll tell you what, yeah. We'll go back when you go back. How about that? When you go back to where you're from, everyone else will go back to where they're from. How's that? Because these Edomites over here in the UK, they're gonna start trying to get charged up too, man. I was watching a video of one of the elders over here in London, and he was going into how they're gonna start getting more bold. And the video that he showed, I assumed straight away when I saw it, the woman looked like it was an Edomite born over in the UK, but she was an American. And the person that she was saying all that stuff to anyway, I saw a picture of the guy. He looked like he was Somalian, so he ain't even an Israelite man anyway. But these Edomites, they don't care about none of that. These Edomites are so unspiritual. It's unbelievable. I've seen Edomites think that Jakes that have got light skin, light brown skin tone, but ginger afros, and they think that that's a Edomite. And then you try and tell them, oh, nah, that's not a, but they don't know nothing about that. They're carnal, man. They don't know nothing about none of these things. At the lower levels, at the higher levels, the higher level Edomites, they're wise enough to understand that no, there's going to be some people among us that look like us that are going to actually be Israelites, and that's why they do all of these things, these all these rites of passage, that where they make people have to sell out because they don't want no one to get up to the higher levels and see what they're really up to in this world and not be stained. They can't allow you to see what they're really up to unstained, man. But let's carry on reading verse 4. They shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness. So as you people start doing more and more, because through your building of your society, people are going to be like, man, these people are wicked, man. They're going to start realizing y'all are wicked as hell. Even though most of the world is still going to believe in y'all, as for in terms of getting money, right? All of these other countries in the world, they follow after what your ways for money purposes. Oh, they all love it for the money purpose. They don't love it for nothing else. They don't like you for nothing else. So when they hear us, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who are the children of Israel, when they hear an Israelite say, this man is a demon, they're like, man, shut up, man. I know he's a demon, but I'm getting money. They ain't going to tell us that it like that. They're just going to try and not believe what we say in public. But they know what's going on. They know the real deal of what's really going on around here, right? They know what it really is, but they're not going to admit that they know what it really is. They're just going to get their money, right? And try and fade off into the sunset. That's what they're going to try and do. They're not going to admit, yeah, I know this man is the devil. They'd never say that. They know that to be true, but they're never going to say that though. They're never going to be like, yeah, he is. You're right about that. He is the devil. They're not going to say that. They're going to get their money, get their bread or whatever, right? And be secretly plotting against Esau. And then when it gets to where Esau starts to take it too far, even his own Edomite brothers are going to turn against him. But that's going to be their big mistake, because in them doing that, they're destroying their own selves, man. Because the catalyst of World War III brings Yahushua to the earth. Don't believe me? That's fine. You don't have to believe me, man. But I know what I've read in the scriptures and what my teachers have told me, and I believe it to be this way, right? 2 chapter 13 and verse 29, behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth, and he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth, because this world is going to be so on their own lusts, everything that they got going on, trying to chase the bag and all this stuff, that they ain't going to have no thought process to even think about the heavens. Whereas what it says in Philippians 3 and 20 is that for our conversation is in heaven, right? The things we're talking about are based on the heavenly realm, man. The things that we're thinking about are based on what's going on in the heavens, right? Where's Yahweh Shai at right now? Is it closer to the time where Yahweh's going to say, son, go and save your fellow brothers and sisters. Go and save them, because there ain't no one on earth that's saving them. You save them. Do you see anyone helping them? No, you're the one that's going to have to help them. Go and help them. Because Yahweh Shai is going to be grieved when he starts seeing Israelites being slaughtered, man. That's going to grieve him. And that's when he comes down here, he's going to be shouting like a travailing woman in travail, man. And a man that's known as the Lion of the tribe of Judah, screaming at the top of his lungs, right? A man that's voice is at the sound of many waters. What is a man that is symbolically called a lion, roaring at the top of his lungs? What is that going to sound like? A man shouting at the top of his lungs, is that not going to sound like a roar? Is it not going to sound like he's roaring? If just a normal Jake right now was to go into the city center of any world, any place in this world, and just at the top of his lungs scream out and shout, man, in frustration at something, the whole street might stop. Never mind a stronger Israelite. Verse 31. And one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another. So world wars, civil wars, race, class, city versus city. Oh, they're from this area. They can't come into this area. All kind of things. All kind of battles are going to be going on. Individual cul-de-sac of battles. Neighbor versus neighbor battles. Oh, I don't feel safe with him on this road. But he's got to move out. Get out. We don't trust you. Oh, but I live here. I've lived here 20 years with our new guys. I've never did nothing to you. I remember I borrowed you a sugar. Get out the area. We'll give you 5 hours to get your stuff together. Get out. These are the kind of things that's going to be happening. Now, people can be like, nah, that would never happen. All right. If you think so. But I know when that lockdown came, people were snitching because man are going out for 2 walks. Hello? Is this the old Bill? Yep. My neighbor. Yeah. You see my neighbor? He's been out for 2 walks today. Yeah, I've been watching him. He's been out for 2 walks. And I think I overheard that he said after that, he's going for a 3rd. What are you going to do about this? He's breaking the regulations, officer. That's what some of you snitch ass people is doing, man. Some of you people are saying that humans should be getting stamped on their hand. I heard an Edomite say that they think that humans should get stamped on their hands so that they can know whether they've been outside today, as if that's even feasible to do. But you think the same Edomite that would say something like that wouldn't say that people should take the charagma and wouldn't take it themselves? I saw people that just work in Greg's, which I ain't bunning out no one's career, no one's job, but they was trying to go on like they're deep in what's going on with all of this. Oh, people ain't following the rules though, so of course they're gonna just keep us in this thing. Shut up, man, and make mine a chicken char grill, bro. You know what I mean? Like y'all was going, some of you people that was going on so deep, being such zombies, when y'all ain't even really juiced into this society like that. And this again, I ain't bunning out no one's jobs and anything like that, because make whatever money, whatever way. You know what I mean? That's not illegal. But some people that wasn't even really doing it big in the society was selling out damn near when they ain't even in. They're selling out for like just, you know what I mean? A job that's paycheck to paycheck. You people are clowns, man. And don't ever start acting bad when we know how weak you are, because we saw what you did in that time. We saw how all of you so-called rebellious people that don't want to bow down to the Heavenly Father, you bowed down to this man though. You bowed down. Oh, I want to go on holiday, Magaluf. I want to go Marbella, mate. I want to go Ibiza, yeah? So I may as well just take one. Just take one, fuck it. They're going to try and make everyone take it anyway, just take one. That's what you people did. Hey, flattening trying to flatten curves out here. Heard one of the brothers say that on a video yesterday. Flattening curves. You was chasing the flattened curve, man. You waste, man, punks. So don't ever try and act bad. Don't ever try and act tough. And when it comes to this charagma, y'all are going to be chasing that too. They're going to chase that. Watch, man. Some of these most wannabe tough guys, man, might be a bricklayer, construction, bricklayer, electrician, all of it, every career in construction in all in one. Working night, day, snow, sand, sleet, slippery, whatever. Every temperature under heaven. Working out in the winter in a vest. Can build and fix anything. But when it comes to charagma time, that man's going to take it. Oh, yeah, man, gotta do it for the missus, though. Happy wife, happy life. Shut up, man, you punk. And get ready for the lake of fire that beholds your life, you tramp. Get ready, man. You think some of these like people that are heavy into this world, juiced in, that they're gonna be prepared to end up Revelation 20 and 4? Nah. Revelation 20 and 4 is a prophecy that's only going to be fulfilled by the elect of the nation of Israel. The only people that are going to not take the charagma. Let me get that. Because there's some people that are going to not take the charagma maybe and end up being unalived. But the reason why they're not going to be taking the charagma is not the same reason as the elected nation of Israel is not going to be taking it. Revelation chapter 20 and verse 1, I saw thrones and they that sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them, and I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahweh. So that's one reason, because they believe in Yahweh, and for the word of Yahweh. That's another reason. And we should not worship the beast and his image, neither have received his charagma upon their foreheads or in their hands. So that's 4 categories that make you be a person that's not taking the charagma for the right reason, right? Because you believe in Yahweh, because you believe in the word of Yahweh, right? Because you don't trust in the path that this society is going. You don't trust in the image. You don't like the vision of how this society is going, where you have to take this technology into your body and then it tracks your life and decides whether you're a good citizen or not, and tracks your carbon, tracks your steps, tracks your biology, tracks your moral compass, and tells you that your moral compass is wrong because you believe in righteousness. We don't believe in that, right? Neither had his charagma in upon their foreheads or in their hands, and that as well. That's going to be the reason why the elect of the nation of Israel are going to be beheaded, that have to fulfill this prophecy, because not every single person is going to believe it. It's going to be all 4 of those things. So if you're a person that you say, I believe in the Messiah, but then you trust in the society's path, well, but you still end up getting beheaded for just one. Well, no, you're not the person that's for having that happen to them for the right reason. Well, I don't want you tracking how much money I spend, so I'm prepared to become unalive. Oh, but do you believe in Yahweh? Nah, I don't care about none of that. I don't care. I don't care about the Bible thing. I'm an atheist, but I don't want to be tracked. So I'm prepared to lose it all right now. Well, okay, you lost it all right now, but you don't believe in Yahweh or Yahweh anyway. You may as well have took it, fam, and carried on your life a bit longer, because you're gonna still get destroyed anyway. You wasn't honorable for not taking it for the right reason. You're only honorable for not taking the charagma for the right reason. If you're not wanting to take it because of whatever other reasons, you may as well have when that time comes. But if you're not taking it, don't want to take the charagma because you believe in Yahweh, you believe in Yahweh, right? You don't trust in the society, and you know that the micro seed is the mark of the BEAST, right? Then you'll be justified for not taking it, because that would ultimately mean that you're an Israelite, because only an Israelite's going to truly believe in Yahweh. Only an Israelite's going to believe in the word of Yahweh. Only an Israelite's not going to worship the beast, and only an Israelite is going to not want to take the charagma for those 3 reasons before that I mentioned. But most of these other people, don't be fooled by how tough they go on. Don't be fooled by how proud they talk about money, because most of them still just unload more and more direct debits onto themselves anyway, to where they can't even miss like 2-3 months from going to work, man. But then they want to come and talk to us like they're rich and that. No, you ain't, man. We don't believe all that rich stuff that you people talk, because we study this society and we understand its financial system better now, because we know that this place has to be destroyed. And we know that most people ain't got it like that. And that's the reason why a 6-figure salary is considered as doing it well in life, when really that's not actually that much money. Now, if somebody gave me that amount of money annually, am I going to be complaining? No. But that's not really that much money. Not really. People that make that amount of money, they still end up having to just get mortgages to be able to afford a house. Whereas people that have got billions, they don't need no mortgage. They can just buy it straight away. People that are millionaires can just buy houses straight away if they so choose. But even some of them, depending on what house they want, they still have to do the mortgage thing. So it's not really, you know what I mean? Whereas in the kingdom, we ain't gonna be doing no mortgage. We're gonna be giving heathens loans, and we can put whatever APR on that we want to. We can do whatever we want to do, but we ain't gonna do it in an unrighteous way like how Esau does, and that's after the 1,000 years. And that's what's funny about this, because the heathen, they kind of know that we're a better ruler than everyone else. They know that we're more fair than everyone else, but they're scared in the spirit of that 1,000 years of ass whooping that they have to go through. They're gonna have to go through it, man. Just like how we had to go through all of this. No, y'all have to go through that. That has to come to pass before you can now be looked at by us like, okay, you're just under our kingdom now. You're a subject of our kingdom. Y'all are gonna have to still pay for what you've did to us now. What they're all doing to us now, they have to still pay for that, man. They have to. Neither had received his charagma upon their foreheads or in their hands, and they lived and they reigned with a Mashrak 1,000 years. Yahweh Shai is gonna show and guide us into how we're supposed to do things. So don't worry and think, oh, how will we know how to rule if this kingdom fell? Mate, the King of Kings is coming and he's going to show us the proper, true way on how to build ourselves back up again, man. Didn't he say, in my father's house there are many mansions? He knows about what's really going on out here, man. If there's another planet out there in the world that's livable, Yahweh Shai knows exactly about it. Yahweh Shai will know exactly where the best place for you to set up. And we're going to be given that knowledge, man. Don't worry about trying to think about, oh, Esau's got, mate, so what? He's not the only person that's ever had a kingdom. And but we're going to be the last one. Because even when everyone else is under our kingdom in the kingdom of heaven, their thing is just going to be a result of, it's just going to be an extension of our thing. Even though they're going to have their own somewhat freedom after that 1,000 years. But they're still going to be under our thing, though, because they're not going to be able to try and set up their own gods. By looking at us, it's going to be clearly established that the reason of why humans are on earth is exactly what it says in the scriptures, right? It's not to just do whatever you want to do and I'm just me and I'll just live my life whatever I want to do. No, it's going to be established clearly on why humans are on this earth. Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 13, let's hear the conclusion of the whole matter. And this is going into when King Solomon was on the earth doing social experiments, man. And I like to do social experiments sometimes too, man. Right? And here's a good social experiment that I think men should try and do. And this ain't no order, because nobody don't have to listen to nothing that I say, really. I ain't nobody down here, really. Right? I ain't nothing down here. But here's a thing that I think's a thing that's really can show men how much of a fraud kind of way this society is, man. When you've gone outside in your clothes that are like just your comfortable, rough looking clothes, man, right? And then compare that, man, with how it is when you go outside in just clothes that are a bit nicer, a shirt maybe, and jeans, and some nicer, one of your nicer, newer pair of shoes that you probably got on sale anyway, because you don't really care about spending up money in this society. But the world is going to think that you spent a lot of money on those things, when your outfit might have cost, what, £50, $50, but the world might think you spent more. And watch the fake way, how the fake, exact, drastic difference on how men and women will try and treat you. Never mind if you're walking down the street in a suit, which I don't do that. But if you did, it's a complete night and day difference. And then if you put a briefcase in your hand, even the briefcase wouldn't even have to have nothing in there. But people treat you even different then as well, because this world is fake, mate. And King Solomon, he was doing social experiments. He was studying things. Oh, let me see what's up with women. Among 1,000 women, I found none. He didn't say that randomly. No, he had. Let me get it, man. Let me get this scripture. Like, King Solomon never said that as a random thing. Oh, among 1,000, I haven't found none. No, he said that literal. Right? First Kings chapter 11 and verse 3. In fact, let me go up. First Kings chapter 11 and verse 1. But King Solomon loved many strange women, together with the daughter of Pharaoh, women of the Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites, Zidonians, Hittites. Now, he wasn't doing this really like as random. This wasn't random. He was actually doing this, even though he would have got pleasure from dealing with all these different women. No, he was doing it for a reason when he was doing this, man. He wasn't just on no, oh, I'm trying to get my numbers up and clap cheeks out here and I'm trying to put another notch on the board. No, he was doing it for actual reason, man. He was doing a social experiment when he did this, right? He had women that was of the Egyptians, women that were Moabites, women that were Ammonites, women that were Edomites, women that were Zidonians, Hittites, and that from Canaan, right? Of the nations concerning which Yahweh said unto the children of Israel, ye shall not go into them. So even to a certain degree, he was going off when he was dealing with some of these nations that Yahweh said don't deal. But he was thinking, oh, I can do a social experiment, and he did the experiment, man. He done it. Neither shall they come in unto you, for surely they will turn away your heart after their gods. Solomon clave unto these in love. Verse 3, and he had 700 wives, princesses, and 300 concubines, and his wives turned away his heart. So he ended up going exactly how Yahweh said. Now, let's just do some basic maths here. 700 plus 300 equals, yeah, it equals 1,000, brothers. It equals 1,000, man. Right? So when you go to here, and this lets you have an example of what kind of man Solomon was. He was ever thinking, even though he ended up going off, he was a thinking man, right? And he put his thoughts into practice. Now it ended up destroying him because he wasn't under the new covenant. But had he have been under the new covenant, it wouldn't have mattered what woman he would have dealt with of any nation, because they couldn't turn away his heart, because we're going to get given a new heart that cannot be turned away. We're going to be given a new heart in the kingdom that cannot be corrupted. So in the kingdom, it wouldn't really matter what woman of what nation you deal with, because it's only going to give birth to an Israelite anyway. But a woman won't be able to turn a man's mind away from believing in the Lord. Ecclesiastes chapter 12, no, now I gotta go to Sirach 8, no, Ecclesiastes chapter 8, no, 7, because it goes into how among 1,000, here we go. Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 26, and I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands as bands. Whoso pleased for Yahweh shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. Right? He was doing an experiment, man. Verse 27, behold, this have I found. So he found this out. He literally found this out, man. And how did he find it out? Was it by him just spewing out things out of his mouth? Or did he experience it? No, he experienced it, man. Saith the preacher, counting one by one to find out the account. So when King Solomon had these wives and these concubines, he would have been asking them questions as women, as it gets called in the so-called red pill community, right? He was doing shit tests on them. Shite test. So he might have came up to a wife, there's a woman from the tribe. There was a woman from the tribe of Levi today, and her husband's kind of mean to her, and she committed adultery on him. What do you think I should do? Well, sometimes men are mean, so I can kind of understand why she did it. And then King Solomon would be like, man, you fucking demon. Might have thought in his mind, you fucking demon. That's not the right answer. She's supposed to perish. But you're talking about he should be left to be alive. Might have rolled up on another wife. Oh, so there was this man that was rich, and he stole from this guy that was poor, and he's from a rich family. But what do you think should be done? Oh, well, the guy probably deserved. He stinks anyway. So who cares about that guy? He stinks, and I don't think that this rich guy should have to pay, because what's the other guy going to do with it anyway? He's just going to squander it. He's just going to end up more poor anyway. He's going to end up spending the money, not using the money wisely anyway. And then he'd be like, man, this woman's a demon too. King Solomon would have been asking might have tested all these wives in different things, because he had the power over the kingdom. Might have tested them on this, tested them on that, to see what answer they'd give. Oh, you see this woman here, she accused this man of grape juice in her, but really it was adultery. What do you think I should do? What would you do in this situation? Oh, well, I can understand why she committed adultery on her husband, because the other guy is more handsome, and if he needs to step his game up and treat her better. Like she only ran into that other man's arms because he wasn't treating her right. You demon. That's not the right answer. And he was testing them women. And not one of them, right? Not one of them passed these tests. You understand that? Not one of the women was able to even fake to be righteous in front of a king. You understand? So if you think we're gonna be able to, bruv, you think we're gonna be able to, man? These women in this society are down to gallivant, run around wherever it goes, man. Ever chasing fake fun, happiness lifestyles around here. Ever chasing, man. Verse 27, behold, this I have found, saith the preacher, counting one by one to find the account. King Solomon was testing it out. Yo, let me see what's up with these women, man. I ain't just gonna deal with them just for I've dealt with these women in every way that you can deal with them anyway. So now let me start really analyzing them to see if they're righteous. Which my soul seeketh for, but I find not. So he wanted to find a woman that was righteous. A king, right? A king at the highest value of men, other than being a prophet. But in worldly senses, that's exactly the kind of man that a woman would want to be with. A man that everyone comes to for their problems on earth. King Solomon clearly wouldn't have been ugly. Had power, had an army, had the ability to give people gold. You know what I mean? He had everything that you could want in life. Had unlimited resources, man. And he was seeking for a woman that's righteous, and he couldn't find one. You understand? And that's why even these men that are considered extremely handsome to women in this world, they're models, you know what I mean? They're big, they're strong and that, they go gym and that, they're in fitness classes and the women are all lusting after them and that. Even them guys, when they're looking at these women, they ain't finding a woman that's righteous neither. So they get to have their pick of the litter, but even them men eventually were like, man, raw, fam. Like, is there any woman out here that's right in the head? Because they'll be dealing with some of these women and they'll be like, man, but that was that woman's man's wife though, and she's now here with me, the damn demon. And they'll be looking at the woman sideways. Now that man's a demon himself for doing that. But they'll still be realizing that, man, women really are not righteous. Just what like Solomon found out. You think that women probably didn't try and offer themselves to King Solomon for some adultery and that, just trying to show up where he is, asking their wives about him, so other women. Oh, so what it's like being with? Why are you asking me that for? Because whatever it was that took place, we know this: King Solomon could not find one woman from among his 1,000 that were righteous. Among the 1,000 women that he had, he could not find a righteous one. Not one of them. Which my soul seeketh, but I find not. One among 1,000 have I not found, but a woman, excuse me, one man among 1,000 have I found. So when whatever test it was that he did to see if there's a righteous man amongst men, he found one among 1,000, right? But a woman among all those have I not found. And when he had 1,000 women that he dealt with, he didn't find them righteous, man. He didn't find none of them to be right in the head. So he might have had to need in that time 2,000 wives to find one that's righteous. 3,000, who knows the number? But among 1,000 of them wives, even though they was dealing with a king, there still couldn't be a Proverbs 31 woman. Even then. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Verse 29, lo, only have I found, lo, this only have I found that God made man upright, but they have sought out many inventions, and that's what they did. God can literally give a man 30K a month. Yeah. 30K a month, give him multiple wives. So he's got the ability to get women. Women might not think he's ugly. You know what I mean? They might be like, oh, I like his hair. And I like his hair with a hat combination. Oh, and he's tall. He's 6'5", so he's taller than most men. And all he'd have to do if he's a little bit insecure, maybe he can just go gym a little bit. Just go gym. Go on a few walks or whatever. You've got a big house. You can get a treadmill in your house if you don't want to be outside seeing people. And get a treadmill in your house. You've got the money to get a treadmill in your house and just go for walks in your house and your treadmill. Runs. Get some weights in your house. Do a little gym workout. You got the money to because you had money for everything else, right? He could just do that, and then would have been in shape a bit and 6'5". That's damn near superstar status in this world. 6'5" with muscles and a ponytail. You're damn near a superstar if you can pull that off in this society, right? But the man wasn't happy with that. He sought out many wicked inventions. So he was like, yo, baby, I'm going to spice things up a bit. What we're going to do is set up an account, yeah? And then you're going to get done wrong by these guys. And then on top of that, though, afterwards, I want you to do the moves that they did on you to me. But how's that going to work, honey? Don't worry, babes. I got that all figured out, yeah? I'm a buy this thing, but I've just got to wait for the sun to go down, though. Then I'm going to buy this. And then, I forgot to mention, once you do this with me, though, like the only thing that could spice it and make it really just be that top thing for me is if I want you to put this t-shirt on saying I hate the so-called black man. What the hell are you thinking? But you sort out wicked inventions. You know what I mean? You sort out wicked inventions, and that's probably end up being one of the lower things that ends up getting revealed that Israelites have did, not before they knew there was an Israelite, while they knew. There's going to be other things that's going to come out, man. Ezekiel, the 8th chapter. Things was happening back then that Ezekiel's being shown. Imagine now what would be shown, man. Imagine now. Imagine what things would be found out now. Now, let me go to this. Because after all of King Solomon's experiments, what he tested and that, this is what he came to the conclusion of, and I kind of took the scenic route to get to the point. But here it is, Ecclesiastes 12 verse 13. Let's hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Now, is this the whole duty only of the Israelite man? No. It's just that the Israelite man is going to be blessed with being able to perform this duty perfectly, right? The Israelite man is going to get given the ability to perform that duty in a perfect way. Hebrews chapter 8 and verse 10, for this is the covenant that I make with the house of Israel after those days, saith Yahweh, I'll put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts, and I'll be to them a God, and they shall be to me a people. So the Israelites are going to get to follow after the duty of man, the whole duty of man, perfectly. It's going to be given unto them. But the other nations are still going to have to follow the duty of man as well, right? They're going to, let me get this. Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even if Yahweh my power commanded me that you should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it. So in the land of Israel, but wherever else you go. So it's not going to be, in the kingdom, in Jerusalem and in all the kingdom that we've been promised, we can keep the laws. But when we come out, you can have a pork sandwich when you come out of Israel. As long as you're not in the promised land, you can have a bacon sarnie, and you can shave your beard off. But when you got to grow it back before you come back to Israel. Now, when we travel in space, we're going to be following these laws. You understand? It's when we're going through space travel, man, to another planets, which I believe we're going to do, man. And if we see an animal over there, right, that we ain't never seen before, how are we going to know if we can eat it or not? Oh, that animal walks on land. Have a look at its feet. Are they cloven-footed? No, they're not. You can't eat that, fam. Have a look at another animal. Oh, that one there, it's pink. It's got fur on. It's got a lion's head. It's got a crocodile's tail. All right. Have a look at its feet though. Are they cloven-footed? Yeah, they are. What does it eat? Just watch it a second and see what it eats. Does it eat grass? Yeah, we can eat that. All right, let's go fishing on this new planet. Let's see what I go on with the fishes over here, with the sea creatures. All right, have a look at that one. Take it out. Has it got fins? Has it got scales? Yes, it does. Okay, you can eat that. I wonder what this is called. It don't matter. Are you hungry or not? I'm hungry. Okay, we can eat that. We're going to know what we can and can't eat based on the simple rules of what Yahweh said that we can and can't eat, man. Verse 6, keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which are hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. But it's not just going to be as simple as that for the heathen. That, oh man, I really like the way how these nations live and do their laws. They don't commit adultery. They're not covetous. They don't bear false witness. They don't make idols. They don't shave their beards off. They don't have shape ups. They have these laws and all that. It's not just going to be thinking that they're just going to be secretly loving the way we live. No, you got to do that too. So don't try and praise us that we ain't committing adultery. No, you better not keep none neither. That's what it's going to be. Oh, I really like how them Israelites are so honorable and they don't sleep with each other's wives. No, you ain't going to sleep with each other's wives neither. You ain't allowed to do that neither. Don't be trying to just gas us up and be like, oh man, you Hebrew Israelites are so righteous. You children of Israel are so righteous. Yeah, you better not commit no adultery neither. That's what we're going to be on. Yo, you better not keep none either. You better not even think about it, fam. That's what we're going to be saying. Yo, don't even think about it, brethren. Because if you do, watch what happens. That's what we're going to be on. Right now, okay, people can say whatever they want. Sorry, mate, she's just not feeling you anymore. Sorry, mate, you just got to... She's renounced the vows. But the vicar, when he married us, he said, till death do us part. And she said, I do. Yeah, but that's just things that we say though, innit, mate? So, sorry, mate, you got to leave the house, yeah? And she's going to divorce you and take half, mate. And then she's going to put you on spouse's support. But I'm still alive, though. Death didn't do us part, though. Death didn't... Mate, we don't care about that, mate. Sorry. You're right, but still I'm arresting you, mate, unless you leave. She's trespassed you. That's what happens in this society, right? We ain't going to allow that to happen to the heathen in the kingdom. So they ain't going to have nothing to do but accept that we're righteous. I'm like, man, these Hebrew Israelites, they really are something else, huh? And they're going to come crying unto us. They're going to cry complaining. They're going to roll up, ask to be able to maybe speak. We might have some big steps leading up to our throne, and they might come and try, and if they try and even get too close to the steps, our pet lions and tiger might like, yo, nah, that's close enough, man. They might start purring and that, loud or growling and that. And they're like, may I come forward? Nah, stay there, man. Shout, man. I'll be able to hear you fine. Speak from there. I don't want your stench to get too close. Well, a man slept with my wife, and no one in our land's doing anything, because he's richer than me. All right, I'ma handle that. And all the people that was trying to allow it to happen as well, they're guilty too. These are some of the examples of what's gonna be happening, man. Whereas Esau, he goes up in everyone's business right now, but he just ends up making the judgment go to wherever he gets the most money. He's got an ever-changing way on how he reviews things. These Edomites are complaining right now because an Israelite that got attacked by an Edomite pulled out a weapon and unalived somebody, right? But he was getting attacked though. But then, and they're complaining, oh, they set up a GoFundMe for that, blah, 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 blah. Mate, an Edomite woman calls a little 5-year-old that isn't even an Israelite an N-word, right? And the man's like, why are you saying that for? And then you Edomites go, but what are we supposed to do with thieves? Now, if I had a child, yeah, and it's playing at a park or whatever, and some next random child comes up and starts touching things, I'd be bothered by that too. But you Edomites are trying to make it like a little child taking something is the same as the thievery that you do, or that thievery that you see adults do. It's not the same thing. Because when some of y'all was 5, you did that stuff too. That's the thing. That's the thing about it. And then I heard a brother saying it's true. I heard one of the elders saying it's true. What would you call an Edomite 5-year-old that does that then? To another Edomite child, would you use that same word for them? If you wouldn't, then just admit it's racist. You don't, mate, don't be a coward. If you're racist, just say you are. I am. But like King David said, man, our hate is the perfect hatred because we don't hate people based on their skin color. We hate Edomites, man, and all heathens that are not Israelites, man. Anyone that does not believe in the word of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai according to the true way that it's supposed to be believed, hate for you. We don't like you. And let me not even say we. I'll speak for myself in this regard. I don't like you. I hate you. Yeah. And here's the thing, I don't have to feel no guilt about that because you hate me too. That's the thing. You don't like me neither. So let it be what it is. No, but you're cowards. You Edomites are cowards, man. You've never once just admitted the real reason why you do all the things that you do because you hate everyone. You've always had to make an excuse calling people savages, and then you use savagery on the so-called savages, revealing that you're a savage yourself. And Isaiah chapter 2 and verse 2, and it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of Yahweh's house shall be established in the top of the mountains and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. They're going to be flowing onto it to bring their wealth. They're going to be flowing onto it to try and get advice. They're going to be flowing onto it, man. And many people shall go and say, come ye and let us go. They're going to be flowing onto it to give reverence to our God, Yahweh. Because it's going to be established that that's the only God that ever really existed. And they're going to wish that Yahweh was their God. But they're not going to be able to give him praise for that. Because he's not their God. But he is their creator, though. They'll be able to give Yahweh praise because he created them. But he's not their God. He's our God. And we're his people. Right? You other nations are not Yahweh's people. And he's not your God. He's our God. And we're going to be his people. We are his people already. And that's why he's going to give us the blessings and us the covenant and us the promise that pertains unto us everlasting life, us a new body. We're going to be made in the image of his son. You're not going to be. The Israelites are. And he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths, for out of Zion shall go forth the law. Right? The law of Yahweh is not going to be pushed by any other nation. That's why these people that call themselves the Jews right now on this earth, they ain't pushing God's laws. They're just pushing like favoritism for anyone where nobody can say anything against them. I don't like your shoes. Oh, you're anti. I don't like your breath. It stinks of Kazil. You're anti. I don't like that small sombrero that you've got on your head. You're anti. You're my anti that and anti this. Oh, you're slaughtering people. Oh, you're anti this and anti that. You know what I mean? Anti all that, man. Just anti this and anti that. Anytime anyone says anything. Oh, are the Jews the same as so-called white people? Oh, well, the thing you have to understand about that is going back to our history. We've been through a lot in life, huh? What's all that? Answer the question. See, it's not as simple as a yes or no question. Because back in 1948, what happened was just a drastic situation and technology and technological advances. And anyway, I've got to go. That's how y'all do. And you Edomites are such punks of the non-Amalek that y'all don't want to admit that you know that they're the same as you. Because the moment you start getting called out, oh, it's not us. And I want to know if any brother out there has noticed that the Edomites don't really say that. It's not us, it's the elites thing no more. Now they say it's not us, it's the J-Wish. It's the J-Wish people. It's not us. It's the J-Wish. They don't say it's not us, it's the elites no more. Now they got a new term to try and pass the blame, man. That inbuilt blame shift mechanism. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem, and he shall judge among the nations. The Israelites are going to be judging among the nations. Oh, Israelite king of the tribe of Judah. The Ishmaelites keep encroaching on our land. Well, he's not supposed to do that. So I might go and have a word with him, right? And if he does it anymore, after I've finished talking to him, watch what's going to happen. Don't worry, you'll get your justice. Oh, thank you. Oh, and by the way, I brought you 5,000 talents of gold just to have this meeting with you. Yeah, I know. I know you did. No, we'll put it in the treasury, man. Thanks. Is that it? No. And I brought 1,000 tons of apples, the ones that you like. We heard you like, yeah, okay. Thanks. Is that it? Oh, and we brought you 20,000 liters of wine from our specialized vineyard. All right. Anything else? Oh, and we brought you the finest silks. Oh yeah. Anything else? And I was wondering, I've got these 5 daughters. If you would bless my family by making my daughters give birth to one of the children of Israel. I don't know, man. I've kind of got a busy schedule at the moment. You know, I already got some wives, man. I've already got some more white wives. Your brother came and offered me the same deal. Like, you've already got people that are from your kind of lineage that have, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't really in the market for none of that right now. You got any more wine though? These are the kind of taste of the delicacies and tendernesses that the children of Israel are gonna have to be dealing with, man. So when we're thinking about Esau trying to give us the karagma, these kind of thoughts that we've got locked away in our memory, right, and things that we're expecting to receive, well, these are gonna be the things that are gonna make us be like, man, for to hell with that karagma, because you ain't gonna be able to give me none of this in this world. In this world, just even if you become a millionaire, you know what they tell you get? One wife for the rest of your life, mate. One. Mate, nah, that's not it. So, okay, if we have to accept that we can't have multiple wives now, that's cool. But in the kingdom, we can. So that's going to be one of the things. Being able to judge among the heathen, being able to travel the world and not need no damn passport. Being able to, wherever you are on the earth, that's where you're supposed to be. Not, oh, I've got to do this in the morning. I've got to know wherever you are, that's where you can be forever or for a long time. So you could just travel to another planet for a month if you want to another planet for a month if you want to, man. And 4 days out of that month you can give to the Lord because they're the Sabbaths. But every other time is going to be for you and whatever you've got going on. Not having to sneak around and hide what you think if in your thoughts. Being able to taste real food, man. For real food, mate. Being able to just sit down with your family, sons, daughters, children that you would have that would be protected and safe, and just sit down and eat with them and talk about life with them. Being able to see your son grow up and know that your son is going to be righteous. These are things that men are going to be able to think about, to know that your daughter, if you have one, is going to be given unto a man of understanding, not some Pookie and Ray, Jamal, Don Quish, Glocktavius ass nigga. And definitely not no heathen Edomite and that you ain't got no daughter raising out tears out here in this, you know what I mean? Because that's another scare that a man that would, if they've got children, whatever as well. Especially if they had a daughter, because an Israelite man can't have a tear anyway. You know what I mean? There's many things beside multiple wives that we're hoping to see, man. Being able to have your own garms, man. Brothers like swag and that. Brothers like garms and all them kind of things. Be able to have your own clothes, man, and have a here's a thing that's a thing that's gonna be would be cool to have in the kingdom. Your own family logo, man. Your own family crest. You know what I mean? So imagine, right? Because the tribe of Benjamin's got its own symbol in it, the wolf, right? The tribe of Judah's got the lion. The tribe of Levi's got the donkey, right? Then there's other tribes that have got, like, I think there's a tribe that's got, I can't remember exact, but I think there's one that's got a balanced scale, right? Each tribe's got their own logo. So imagine someone from the tribe of Benjamin then. Well, imagine that every single Israelite on their clothes, let's say, for example, had a symbol that represents being an Israelite in general, which one of the symbols that every Israelite's going to have on their clothes anyway in the kingdom are the fringes, right? So that's going to be the symbol that represents that you're an Israelite anyway, the fringes, right? So then imagine that then you're from the tribe of Judah, you then have the lion on your clothes as well. But then you have a symbol that represents who you were if you was of the elected nation of Israel, what particular family you're from. So you could have then the fringes to represent you an Israelite in general, the lion that would show you from the tribe of Judah, but then there's another symbol on there that represents you, your clan. And then when your son has a child, he then becomes a nation himself. So then he ends up having the fringes which shows the Israelite. It would be the lion that represents you from the tribe of Judah. It would be your symbol that you've had on your clothing as a family member. And it would be whatever additional symbol he wants. And then eventually those things would become things that Israelites would be able to know, okay, that's this family member from this, and this. And then if they ever meet another Israelite with that, they'll be like, oh, I met one of your family members. I met one of your family members a couple of decades ago. How is he? Oh, I haven't seen him for 100 years, but like I've heard things. I've heard he's okay though. That's the kind of things that we can think about, man. To be able to walk down the street and see another Israelite, and instead of it being some hype thing, you just say Shalom, Shalom, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshua Barakatah, and keep it moving. Or what you been up to today. And that's it. Not, oh man, here we go. I might have to get into a fight with this guy. He's twitching too much. He's you know what I mean? That's peace. For men to not be lusting after another man's wife is peace. And things that Israelites are going to have to look forward to, man. There's plenty of things out here that Israelite men are going to have to look forward to besides the multiple wives thing. But that is also a heavy thing on men's minds. Let's not pretend and play games, because a man's glory is a woman, and the women are going to be glorious in the kingdom. To see the Israelite woman with her own hair, that's a beautiful thing too to think about, man. To see the Israelite woman, all of them, being beautiful, to the point where there's not no such thing as an ugly Israelite woman. And even though brothers speak about how they're going to have heathen women and that, right? The Israelite woman's still going to be better looking. There's not going to be no heathen woman that looks better than the Israelite woman in the kingdom. There is not going to be. That's not going to happen. The only reason why a brother if that's an Israelite might deal with another woman of another nation is because of variety purposes. Because that's going to quickly make it easier for him to have way more children, so that his nation can expand, so that he can be fruitful and multiply. And the woman's not going to complain about that. Like Yahweh obviously knows what he's dealing with and how he set things up, because there's going to come a time where one man might have 1,000,000 wives, but all those women only have that man. So that clearly lets you know that the whole sex thing is not nowhere near as big as a deal to women as it is to men anyway. Is way more of a bigger deal, that thing, to men than it is to women. A woman's bigger deal is going to be them thinking about glorying up themselves and looking good. So the woman's not going to even care about her man having this amount of women and all that, because she's going to be too busy worried about beautifying up herself. Oh, I've got a new outfit I want to try, and I want to try it and wear this new outfit on a beach, and I've got a new hairstyle. They're going to be thinking about that kind of stuff, man. Things that we as men don't really care about at all. We don't really care about none of that. But there's going to be so much things going on. You heathen have got a lot that you're fighting up against to try and make us want to believe in your society, man. We don't trust in the image of this world. Because if I was to make it in this society, if I was to be a billionaire in this society, one wrong move, and then they could try and take it all away from me anyway. One wrong move, one wrong tweet, one wrong woman pretending like she's righteous, and then she gets disgruntled and then she say, oh, he hurt me, knowing damn well she lying. And then now they're trying to, I want 500 million. Huh? What are you talking about? And I want spousal support afterwards. What are you talking about? That's what you have to worry about in this world, man. And brothers that have got more money than other brothers in this world, they know that they're worried about these kind of things when they meet some of these cantankerous demon women out there in this world. They'd know. Because there's men that are millionaires in this world, billionaires in this world, and they don't even seem to be able to have a good run with women. Who can win with them? as far as it goes in this war, man. Who can really win? King Solomon couldn't win. And this isn't even a video about just women. This is a video about all the things that we've got going on, man. There's a lot. There's a lot going on down here. These heathen Edomites trying to get charged up and all that. Mate, y'all ain't gonna win. Because y'all are fighting up against our imagination. Psalm chapter 2 and verse 1. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The vain thing is that your kingdom is going to expand forever and that you're going to be able to somehow stop us from getting our kingdom. No, you're not going to be able to. No, you're not. Right? The kings of the earth set themselves and the rulers take counsel together against Yahweh and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. And that's what y'all want to do as well. You don't want us to be in charge. You're trying to stop us from getting our kingdom, but it's not going to work, right? We are going to receive our kingdom. You are not going to be able to stop us from receiving our kingdom. Obviously, you're going to try, and if I was a heathen, I'd try as well. Obviously, man. But it's not going to work, though. Let us, anointed saying, let us break their band asunder and cast away their cords from us, because they know that we're supposed to rule, but they're like, nah, we got to break away from that, away from their kingdom that they're supposed to get. We know who they are, really. We ain't going to tell them that, but we know. But we got to build our own thing separate from that, though. You have to try. It's worth a try, mate, at the end of the day, isn't it? It's like, just like when you might put a little dabble on that, and that, for people that might want to try a gamble and think it's worth a dabble, right? It's worth a dabble, isn't it, mate? It's worth a bubble. I put pony on it. You know what I mean? You tried it, mate. You thought that Esau was gonna win in 12 rounds and that, or he might win them by 12 rounds or by points. No, he's not gonna. He's gonna lose. And you put all your eggs in the Edomite basket, but the Edomite basket is gonna be Obadiah 1 and 18. So, you know what I mean? But hey, you did it though. You thought it was gonna happen. All right, think it then. But when you end up seeing us in charge and you've been disrespecting us, well, you're going to have to get judged for that. Because at the elite level, you all knew what it really was, and you never told your people, yo, these are the Israelites, you know. Watch how you're talking to them. You read where it says, blessed are them that bless thee, and cursed them that curse thee, yet you still cursed us. When you should have shut your mouth, admitted who we were, and helped us get back in the land of Israel, in the hopes that Yahweh had some mercy on you, but you didn't want to take that route. You wanted to take the route of, nah, they ain't going to rule over me. I'm going to rule over my own self. They can't tell me nothing. They can't tell me what to do. No, I'm a man as well in this world. They ain't going to school me. Nah, I'm free from that. I rebuke that thought of them taking the power over me. I rebuke that. That's what y'all thought you was going to do, man. All right, go ahead, man. Oh, but let us consider how let me read it, man. Let me read it. Let me start running my mouth and let me read the kind of thoughts that you people have. So you Moabites, man, we know you Moabites. Y'all know how it is with us, with our people, man. Because there's two people that are specifically mentioned in the scriptures that knew. One of them was Balaam. I believe it was Balaam, right? And then there's this person as well. I forget his name, man. I forget this person's name. One second. There he is, Achior, in verse 22, Achior. So you've had two. Balaam, I believe his name was. Let me see if it was Balaam. Let me just check, man. I want to try and be accurate with this point. Yeah, Balaam, right? So you had Balaam and you had Achior, and them two both broke it down beautifully about how it is when dealing with the Israelites, right? They knew. So we know that you know now at the elite level, because Balaam was not part of the lower classes of people of in Moab. He was of the higher. Achior was not neither of the lower. He was had in a position where he could speak among the rulers of Moab. He had a voice that they would listen to, right? They rejected it. They rejected what he said in this regard, though, but they heard it, though. Just like how you Edomites are being told that, and I mean, you Moabites and you Heathen, you Edomites are being told these things now, but you're rejecting it. You know that we're really the Israelites, but you're like, nah, forget that. We've got to try and do our own thing. You're rejecting the power of who we really are, man. You're rejecting it. Judah chapter 5 verse 17, and whilst they sinned not before their God, they prospered, because the God that hateth iniquity was with them. So you know that if we're in a sinning state, then we're going to be able to be manipulated to do this or to do that. Verse 18, but when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles very sore, and were led captives into a land that was not theirs. So you know this. And the temple of their power was cast to the ground, and their cities were taken by their enemies. So you know what it is with our people, man. If we're sinning, we can get judged. If we're not sinning, we're untouchable. So what have you did with that information? You've tried to make it to where we're everlastingly sinning. So you set up people among our nation that do this and do that, rather than being like, you know what? Considering we know that if they're keeping the laws, that nobody can do anything against them, we better leave them alone, because they seem to always repent. And that's for you Edomites and Heathens and Moabites and that. Now, you always know that every single time, whenever the Israelites have been sinning, they always end up returning back to not sinning. And then what ends up happening to the nation that was punishing them? They always end up getting judged. So instead of considering that, you've stiffened your neck, stiffened your hearts, and now you're going to have to get judged, man, for touching the people that you should have never touched. But in that verse 19, but now they are returned to their God, and are come up from the places where they were scattered, and have possessed Jerusalem, where their sanctuary is, and are seated in a hill country, for it was desolate. Now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be no error against his people, and they sin against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them. But if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by, lest their Lord defend them, and their power and be a power for them. And their power be for them, and we be a reproach before all the world. So we're going as Israelites now. We're trying to not sin. We're trying to follow after the Lord, and we're under grace of Yahweh Shai's blood. So really, as long as we believe in Yahweh Shai, we are cleansed and we ain't sinning in the spirit. Right? Because his blood continually cleanses the wickedness that we do. So you nations should be considering that and be like, let's leave them alone, man. But y'all ain't gonna do that. Y'all are gonna still try and rage and consider vain things. And in that, you're gonna get destroyed, man. Because you knew what it was and you still tried to fight up against it. And what happens to the Edomites is going to be a continual reminder for all you other nations to never try and do what they did. Let's never blame them for our problems ever again. But I think I've said more than enough in this lesson, man. This is becoming a long video, right? But I just wanted to talk about these things because it's annoying to me how these nations are trying to make out like we're the worst people on the earth when they've got the most power to do all of these things, and they always ignore the crime that their own people do. They ignore the crime. Whenever they're doing all this, the usual suspect stuff, oh, here we go, another black person stealing from Greg's. They don't make a comment on the people that look like them stealing from Greg's, or they'll try and say, oh, they're Romanian. Mate, a Romanian looks like a so-called white person. Oh, they're Eastern European. Mate, that's a so-called white person. Don't try it, man. Oh, but they're chavs. Oh, so it has to be a person that lives what is it then? It has to be a person that lives in the same neighborhood as you for you to think that, oh, it's someone like me. But then when it comes to us, it just can be anyone from our people, and then that means that all of us are like that. You damn hypocrites, man. And when you come for the Israelites to try and hurt us and harm us, you're going to be allowed to do a few things, right? We know this. But at the end of it all, you lose, right? You are going to try and do it, and you're going to succeed to a small degree. But afterwards, it's going to go down, man. It's going to go down. Isaiah chapter 59, and verse. Yeah, let me go from verse 16 this time, man. And he saw that there was no man, and wondered that there was no intercessor. Therefore his arm brought salvation unto him, and his righteousness he sustained him. For he put on righteousness as a breastplate, and an helmet of salvation upon his head. And he put on the garments of vengeance for clothing, and was clad with zeal as a cloak. According to their deeds, accordingly he will repay fury to his adversaries. Yahushua is going to be seen when what goes down there when you heathens come for us, man. And he's going to remember all of that. Repay his adversaries, recompense to his enemies. To the isles he will repay a recompense. He will repay recompense. So they shall fear the name of Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of Yahweh shall lift up a standard against him. Right? Once you people come up against us, well, Yahweh's going to, because he doesn't want us, our whole nation to get destroyed, he's going to balance out the scales, man. A false balance is an abomination unto the Lord. So he's not just going to allow his people to be brutalized like that. He's going to set up things to make us rise up, man. And the Israelites are already like superheroes. I saw a video where some 2/3 Jake was getting chased, which he's wicked as hell. But he was getting chased by some cops had him surrounded and that. He jumped out the window. Must have been at least 2 stories, man. Jumped out the window. Yeah. Landed on his feet. Got up with carrying his phone in one hand, right next to his ear, and ran off. That's superhero stuff. Even though Jake wicked as hell, mate, that's still superpowers. Damn near in a lower form. So even some of these 2/3 Jake, man, Yahweh might give them some of, who's to say he won't, man? He might give some of them spiritual power to rise up against Esau when it goes down, man. Even some of their wicked ass, but he'll be giving it them or charged up their stats to deal with Esau in a carnal realm, not in a spiritual way. He's going to charge even some of them up, man. Who knows what kind of things Yahweh is going to do in that time. But we know that the elect in the nation of Israel are going to receive it. So even if the non-elect don't receive certain things to deal with Esau, who knows what Yahweh is going to do in that time. But we know he's going to lift up a standard against these people. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of Yahweh shall lift up a standard against him, and the Redeemer shall come to Zion, and unto them that turn from transgression in Jacob, saith Yahweh. Yahweh Shai is going to come back as a result of the enemy coming in like a flood. And at the same time that the enemy's coming in like a flood anyway, World War III is going to be going on. ICBMs are going to be shot off on the world, especially at America, and the elect to the nation of Israel are going to be gathered from America, specifically Babylon, but everywhere else that they've been scattered to. And then America is going to be completely destroyed, but other places are still going to be hit with them things as well. But the people that are going to have to live on that earth while their countries have been hit by some of these things, man, there's going to be some parts where people can still live, but they're living there after that place has been hit with weapons of that nature. Which that's going to be hell for them people too, man. They're going to be dealing with a lot down here. They're still going to be in mourning for Babylon. There's going to be who knows what's still happening down on the earth. Some of these bog out people might be like, oh, it's the rapture. The earth's been forsaken. All those people are going to be going up there now to live in heaven forever. And we're just down here cast down on the earth. They're going to be still believing some of their bugged out things like that. Might not even knowing that them same people that they saw get beamed up and taken away are going to be coming back soon to rule over, man. New Jerusalem that's coming down out of heaven. Somebody ain't gonna no telling what's gonna be going on with some of this stuff, man. There's so many prophecies that we're like, man, it's gonna get real down here. Verse 21, as for me, this is my covenant with them, saith Yahweh. So this is how Yahweh is gonna deal with us. My spirit that is upon thee, and my words that I've put in thy mouth shall not depart from out of thy mouth, not out of the mouth of thy seed, not out of the mouth of thy seed, saith Yahweh, from henceforth and forever. Yahweh is going to, after this time, deal with us perfectly forever. And he's not going to make us ever forget who we were again. We're going to remember his laws, remember his statutes, remember his commandments forever. And we're going to just be righteous forever, perfect. But we just got to go through Jacob's trouble to get there. If we can make it through Jacob's trouble, if you're an Israelite, right, you believe that you're from Judah to all the way up to Gad, man, whatever tribe you think you're from, if you can make it through the Jacob's trouble, right, without losing your integrity in believing in Yahweh Shem Yahushai, you're gonna get beamed up. But you've got to put things in your imagination that make you be able to fight against this place, man. What is it that you want as an alternative to this place? Because if you can't consider an alternative, then why wouldn't you end up just taking this place then instead? If you can't think of, no, I don't want this, I've got an alternative thing on what I'm thinking about. An alternative kingdom, right? And on that, I'm going to say shalom to the nation of Israel, shalom.